So today happened, and if you were holding on to semis, you basically had a great day. Intel ripped, Micron ripped, and Q's at all-time highs again. And then Palantir beats earnings and drops. So the question is simple. Why did the market reward the names that didn't report and punish the one that did? Because if you understand that, you understand this tape. Quick thing on this channel, I'm not reading headlines. I am walking you through what actually moved and what that means for tomorrow. So if that helps you trade better and smarter, consider subscribing. So first, let's just zoom out, because today wasn't really about earnings. Not until now anyways, because I guess we'll have to wait till AMD announces its earnings. But today it wasn't about the earnings. It was about the oil. And yesterday, market sold off hard on Iran headlines. But today the risk eased. Oil pulled back. And once that happened, the risk came right back. So this wasn't stocks are strong. This was one big risk getting removed and money rotating back in. Now, inside of that, Intel was I would say the standout. And yeah, I mean, the Apple headline helped Intel, but to be honest, this move wasn't really about Apple. It was about validation. If Apple is even considering working with Intel, that tells the market something bigger, that the tech is real. And once the market believes that, pricing changes fast. Then you've got Micron, and this one is different. Intel ran on a story, Micron ran on a trend. Memory is tight, demand is real, supply isn't keeping up. And the people, and the thing is, the people are spending the money, are saying it out loud. So this isn't speculation, it's already happening. Now, step back, because this is where it matters. Money isn't just going into tech, it's getting selective. Certain parts of the trade are working, others not so much, and that's a shift. And Palantir shows you that perfectly. On paper, great quarter, no real issues, but the stock dropped because expectations were already high. And that's the part most traders miss. It's not about whether the company is good, it's about what's already priced in. Two different things. Even today, you saw it. Some names ripping, others barely moving, some even red. So this wasn't just one clean move, it's rotation. So going into tomorrow, few things matter. First, how semis react after today's move, and secondly, AMD. Not just the numbers, but the reaction. And the third will be the overall tone. Does the market keep accepting risk, or does it slow down again? Because right now the market still looks strong, but it's getting more and more selective since last week. That's the shift. So you need to trade smart and manage your risk properly. So that's the tape for you for today. Now, why don't we quickly look at some of the stocks we have been watching on this channel. And I'm going to start with MU. MU, just absolutely great run here. Absolutely amazing. And it has been absolutely on a tear. I had on MU, we were looking at it through this 531 breakout level since really last week. And what a clean $531 breakout we've had on MU. Congratulations if you have been trading through all of this. If you're not, right now there is no possible entry on MU. We need to see some sort of pullback. I mean, today I was keeping a pretty close eye on it for perhaps maybe for a day trade. And I was paying attention to see if MU, because it opened at like 610 or something. So I was hoping we could probably get a pullback towards 598, 97. And I had my alert set right there. And it never got alerted because MU never dipped back into those areas. So for as a day trade, this just was not something, we preferred trading because the risk was just too big. Unless you are trading from here as a swing position, then, from 531 area, then you're okay. But as a day trade, today was probably not the day because it just didn't give you that pullback that I was hoping we would get, but we did not get it. So that's fine. Oracle is the other name. And Oracle, again, we talked about Oracle in the past as well. We were looking at it, Oracle, since the break above $172 area. And what a beautiful move above 172. It held. So this was yesterday. It traded above 172, and Oracle was the name that we traded yesterday. And what a amazing move on Oracle, and even it continues into 184. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens. Now, the thing is, if you're not in Oracle, the best thing to do now is probably wait for some sort of pullback. Right now, if the momentum is going to still be strong, we want to see Oracle trading above 184, but we do need some sort of, I would say, pullback day on Oracle, but it needs to be trading above $184 for further continuation up, perhaps even to $207. But for that to happen, we first need some sort of consolidation. Right now, this is obviously in a bullish trend, and obviously, so if the stock is in a bullish trend, we will look for opportunities to the long side. But let's say if the market weakens up or there's less bullish momentum going on, then obviously we change our biases based on that. But right now, you notice this descending trend line here. Oracle has tapped once and twice. So it has tapped 3 times now. So now what I'm looking for is a break above $184 and for it to hold. And then we're looking for that continuation, perhaps a swing trade, perhaps a day trade, but we'll see. But right now, $184 is my top watch. It needs to be trading above that. Next is Amazon. Amazon, we were waiting for 274 area to hold as support, but unfortunately Amazon just couldn't trade above. Like it tried to break through it, but just too much selling pressure at 274, so it kind of just came right back into it. Right now there is no trade. We're just watching 274. Amazon needs to be trading above 274 or show us some strength that it can hold 274, then we can take a trade to the upside. Right now there is no trade on Amazon. Looking at Palantir, Palantir is interesting because prior to the earnings, I was hoping that Palantir could be trading above $150. But again, like Palantir is something, analysts wanted more than perfect earnings, but it just didn't happen. So right now there's obviously some downside on Palantir. There is no trade at this point of time, but if Palantir loses $134, there is some support at 129. But right now the Palantir is just in a close watch. If there is further weakness on Palantir, I would love to see I would love to take a short underneath $134, but I will need to see the weakness. If the weakness is there, then only taking a short down from 134 would make sense. But right now, yeah, Palantir is just definitely weak. Tesla is the other one. Tesla, I was paying very close attention to this descending trend here. Tesla tried to break through it once, twice, third time was today. It just couldn't break through it. And look at the amount of selling pressure that came. Like Tesla was like it tried so hard to break that descending trend line, but it just couldn't. Look at these are 2-minute candles, and look at the price action area. That is absolutely bearish and indecisiveness. combined essentially. And I actually tried to, because Tesla was the main watch for today for me, because I was hoping this would actually break above this trend line. And if we had a clean break, Tesla would have moved to 416 or even 425. Tesla has that much. When it moves a lot. So I was really hoping it would break, but unfortunately it just didn't. Like, it was just absolutely getting hammered at that $400 mark. And it just couldn't trade above $400. And it just turned out to be an amazing, amazing short. When we saw that weakness was there in Tesla, this just turned out to be an amazing short. And it's just continuing to sell even further. So we may get so really the first test on Tesla now would be $385. And as long as it stays above 385, I think it could still consolidate and may make another attempt at breaking that $400 mark. But right now, Tesla is just on a close watch. But this is an amazing short on Tesla, just textbook short. Moving on, let's look at Meta. Meta is not doing anything much. It's just trading sideways. We have been covering Meta on this channel, and it's just doing nothing, and we don't really have a trade on Meta. It just stuck between those two channels, and until something happens either to the upside or to the downside, then we'll make a game plan on Meta. So right now, Meta is no trade. NVIDIA, again, we have talked about in the past many times. This is a failed breakout on NVIDIA. Right now, NVIDIA is trying to hold $197. That is a critical support on NVIDIA. And it's really important to show you this as well. NVIDIA on an hourly chart is forming an head and shoulder pattern. So if NVIDIA loses $197, I'm afraid there could be a further downside to the name. But right now, it's just holding on to it since last week, really. So this, to me, it's just not looking good. Like for NVIDIA, for if you're thinking about going long, this is not looking good right now. It's holding on to it, but it's just getting too many touches at 197. And when you have too many touches at same point, eventually something's got to give. So just keeping a close eye on it. If it does fail, then 197, then I'm looking for a short, possibly a swing position on this. Microsoft, again, this is trying to trade around $413. We have been talking about Microsoft as well. It's not doing much. It had a double bottom here, and it has been trading around $413, which happens to be the previous breakout that is getting tested on Microsoft. So it's not doing much right now. So this is no trade at this point of time, but we're just watching very closely what it does at $413 level. Next one is Google. Google, I wanted Google to break the $383 resistance that it has been trying to break. But look, it tried to break today, but it just wasn't able to sustain it, and it just kind of rolled over. But in the after hours, you can see it's actually starting to trade above $383. Google was one of the top watches from yesterday. We were paying very close attention to it, but since it just couldn't hold the 383, there was no trade on it. But it looks like tomorrow, Tuesday, we may get a trade Wednesday, we may get a trade on Google if it actually manages to just trade above $383. That's what we're watching on Google. Next one is Apple. Apple, again, Apple, we have been talking about Apple as well. So Apple has been, so this day it gapped up, and it had a triple top at 280. So that triple top it came from here. So that's a triple top. Apple had it, so that's a gap up day, and the gap up day just wasn't able to hold or close above 280. And I said, like yesterday, I said, okay, we couldn't close above 280, but as long as we're trading above 275, then we're okay. And that's exactly what happened. We couldn't close above 280, but we didn't lose 275 either. And look what happened today. So the 275 held at support, and it ripped through 280. So this right here is 280. So it ripped through 280, came back to retest 280, and that 280 happened to be also the previous day's high, and it aligned with the 280. So there's two confluences right there. So this would have been an awesome trade. I didn't take this trade, but this would have been an awesome trade. Holding the 280 would have been an amazing, amazing trade right here. So two confluences, break above 280 and a retest 280, and then also previous day high, as well as it also aligns with previous day close, 2 days close. So there's three confluences on Apple. That would have been an amazing trade if somebody ended up taking. That's an amazing trade on Apple. Moving on, Intel. Intel was the trade we also talked about. So $100.50, that was the resistance. Intel wasn't able to break through, but today it finally broke through $100 mark. And but unfortunately it moved so fast that it never really gave us a chance to go long on this. But if somebody wanted an aggressive entry, this is where this flag right here, the flag formation, this is where an aggressive entry would come in. But from technical perspective, the break above $100.50, that was really nice. I just hope that we could have gotten a little bit consolidation, and this move wouldn't have been this violent. I would have loved to trade Intel, but it just didn't happen. So, but keeping a close eye on Intel now. So we'll see. So these are all setting up for good continuation into the next day. And finally, AMD. AMD just announced their earnings, and it looks pretty positive. So I think tomorrow AMD will have a gap up day. And it's interesting because AMD, we have been talking about the $353 level that AMD needs to be trading above that. So look, so today it opened right underneath $353. It goes and then it comes back to test it. And then when it held the 353, I bought some swing positions on AMD around here, and which I'm holding on to the earnings. So that we'll see where it opens up tomorrow. But that was just a small position because I knew there was a higher risk on it. Usually I don't like playing these earning plays, but it's a small position that I wanted to just to hold on to and see what happens with AMD or where it opens. But this is again textbook planning. We have been talking about 353, and 353 held support, and that gave me confidence to go long on a swing. So AMD swing position and Tesla short was probably two names that moved a lot. But anyways, that's it for the levels. So most of the levels are still in place. Some levels I updated them, and I gave you fresh game plan on those. So hopefully this was useful, and then I'll be back tomorrow to another session. So take care and trade smart, and hopefully if you like this content, then please subscribe.